My name is Tyler Hobbs. I'm a visual artist from Austin, Texas. I think that physical work has a certain satisfaction to it sometimes that can be hard for me to achieve with the purely digital work. What I mean by that is sometimes there can be something really magical about a physical work. It just has kind of an infinite resolution. There's all this richness and detail and just something that can almost be hard to put into words about how you feel relating to a physical work. I think a lot about the relationship between the digital and the physical. I think about how we live our lives in both sides of that spectrum, and I think it's really beautiful when artwork can capture aspects of both sides of that spectrum. And so I'm interested in taking digital ideas and finding a way to relate them to the physical world, much in the same way that we do in our regular lives. I think it's really important to explore that boundary with the artwork. One of the guidelines that I always use for myself as an artist is to really follow my heart and what it's interested in at that time, and I really use that to guide what I choose to work on. And sometimes that shifts really wildly. So I just came off the heels of working on QQL, which is this very digital, very communal, very vibrant project. And the pendulum sort of swung for me, and I became much more interested in doing something that's a lot more personal, a lot more intimate, that involved working in a physical space, working with my hands, making works that maybe are more of a slow burn and take a little bit longer to appreciate. Using media that has a totally different feel from something like QQL. That's really just what's speaking to me as an artist, and I always try to follow that intuition. Some of the works for the show honestly could only take form in a physical format. In particular, there are a pair of drawings in this show, pencil drawings, where I was really interested in comparing the sort of human handmade approach to an idea versus the algorithmic mechanical approach to an idea, and really examining how that shaped it, impacted all of the aesthetics in the work. Trying to cover a large sheet of paper by hand with a pencil has one really unique, a particular outcome and energy from it, and trying that exact same idea, but through the lens of the computer, through the lens of the plotter, just has such a totally different effect. And to me, it really clearly pinpoints and illuminates some of the differences in these two worlds and some of the real aesthetic gulf between the two worlds that I'm interested in exploring. And that can only happen in a physical format. The work in the show is created with a lot of different approaches and a lot of different media. And I'm really, in particular, I love media that has a bit of unpredictability to it or a little bit of messiness to it. One of the works is created with airbrush, which is a method of painting that you can't fully control, and it really has this wonderful, soft warmth to it that is totally unique to painting that way. Some of my favorite works in the show are created using charcoal, which is an unbelievably messy medium, but it just has such an incredible texture, and there's so much depth and dimension to it, and every little aspect of it is really beautiful to me. Pencil, graphite is a big staple of this show. Pencil is interesting because it's such a humble medium in many ways, but it's incredibly versatile, and it just brings a certain warmth to the drawings that you don't get with pen or some of these other materials that are a little more predictable. The pencil really helps to relax the work and make it more approachable in some ways, which I find really beautiful. It's been a real pleasure to work with Unit so far. They have such a beautiful space, and I really love just having the opportunity to take these works that can't really be fully enjoyed digitally and put them into a beautiful physical space where people are able to get up close, to really observe the texture and the finer details, and to slow down and take their time to really soak in these works that oftentimes require that time to be appreciated.